Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another Historical Humans Reacts. And like all roads, everything leads back to Rome. And this time, we're going straight to the mines because the children yearn for the
I'm getting out of my room. I'm playing Minecraft.
Oh
God,
no.
that video. Yes.
We're all
So,
gonna
mines.
we're all gonna die horribly now.
yes. So, we are talking about uh an ancient silver mine that was found in Germany that the Romans were using. I believe it said it was dated to about 47.
Yes, that date comes from the historian Tacitus and his account of the then governor of the area, Curtius Rufus, um,
Yes.
who
Oh,
was
God.
attempting to extract riches to enrich himself and the Roman government, as one does as a Roman governor.
Wait, so his name was Courteous. That's badass. But then also, kind of a side note that I just realized is 19th century archaeologists.
Yeah, so
Ooh.
this area is roughly known as s- uh, a borderland kind of situation. So uh I'm reading up about this currently in my book. In this specific area, it was given the label. You would have a series of limes, which are a series of four. Instead of like a wall that you might see, like we you see in Britain with Hadrian and the Antonine Wall, you have basically a series of forts and fortlets that essentially are designed to keep control of movement and essentially see who's coming in and out. But here, it looks like they built a fort in order to protect the silver mine, uh, because they were expecting actual riches to come out of there for a while.
Yep. Yeah, basically they built, and was it's in the images, it's beautifully preserved sort of fence spikes, which are basically giant barbed wire caltrops designed to keep people from going through, especially Germanic raiders, which were prevalent in the area, hence the watchtower system that was built up around the borderland.
Well, and then the
Yeah,
article also talks, which I think is kind of interesting. So the 19th century archaeologists were digging in 1897, and what I find kind of interesting is they discovered more silver in the mine. If only the Romans had just kept digging a little bit more.
Yeah, that is fun. Yeah, the Romans actually managed to put a stop to the operation themselves because the fortress appears to have burned down. And the reason for that is not a smelting accident coming from trying to mine the ore, nor is it a raid that occurred as the Germans basically tried to rob them. No, a watchtower caught fire and burned the rest of the base to the ground.
just imagine somebody was just a little too drunk and knocked it over.
I don't know what happened, but it just basically it's just a very sad, pitiful end to a silver mine here of
But
just
so
we
One
set
that could have
ourselves
kept,
on fire for no apparent reason.
also one that could have been going for another 2 centuries.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, it's like there was
it's
a
a good region.
it is a very mineral rich region. There is actually an iron mine that I went to go visit while in Germany that was in use for 500 years, and it only recently shut down in like the 80s, I think. Like
Yeah,
there's lots of good mineral ore there, and it brings back the old saying from Minecraft, just keep digging.
yeah.
Well, I always think of the old meme of the guy, two guys mining for diamonds. The one guy quits and is like inches away, and the other ones just keep going. It's that meme about perseverance, and in this case, is actually true. A lot of
Yeah,
times, that's actually a sunk cost fallacy, but
yeah,
who points out logical
but
fallacies anymore?
yeah. But yeah, one of the wonderful things about this place is excavations on it are continuing, so we're going to get to see more and more of what a heavy early Roman fortification would look like. 'Cause this is early imperial, I believe.
Oh
So
yeah.
this is not the later years when the Romans really begin to invest in static defenses. This is when Rome is still very much a mobile military force.
I also think that this is really cool and something that is very common in our field, but that people may not necessarily see is if you look at this field, you can see the clear demarcation of the different color in grass. And
God, that's some great stratification.
Yep.
well, sort of, yeah. But what happens is when soil is disturbed and moved, one, you can actually tell in the soil profile because the dirt doesn't make sense. And then two, you tend to actually be able to see visible markers of it because it changes the color of the grass. It changes
Yeah.
the color of the plant life. Like, and it's not
It-
just in Europe. It's not just with Rome. Like we do it in North America for earthworks, Central America for like slash and burn agriculture. Like the land tells all.
Yeah, because basically what's happening is the plants are using the surface level minerals to grow themselves. And if those minerals have been shaken up like an Etch-a-Sketch, it's going to be a different composition that these plants are growing out of, which means they're going to look just slightly different.
And leads to beautiful imagery like this where you can clearly see there are two lines perfectly in this field.
Yep.
I also find it slightly ironic and kind of poetic that there's power lines going like diagonally across the field.
Yeah, I do love that they managed to put the power station just on the edge of the disturbed stuff, like just barely where it can, like it's almost interfering, but not quite.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is
and
kind
they
of
just
you
sorry,
must have think when they dug that pole that they found so many artifacts.
Oh my
You
god.
know they were
it's
just
right on
digging
the edge.
through it.
They probably just missed something, or if they did, they went through the remains of a wall and didn't see anything.
Well, that's just it. Certain parts of Europe are so artifact dense that you dig a hole anywhere, you're going to come up with something. So I'm sure the people digging in like were just like, there are more artifacts here. We are going to move them 2 feet to the left, and that's it.
I mean, yeah, they probably. It depends on. It doesn't really say. In general, what they were doing there. I mean, most archaeologists don't really know what they're gonna find. Uh, especially when. In an area like this, they might have a general idea about the area, but when you excavations start, for all you know, you might find just random bits of pottery through the layers that say, "Hey, something was here," but or it could have just been somebody got drunk and broke a vessel.
And on
Yeah.
that terrible bombshell, I think we're at a good point to wrap up this specific episode.
Oh, I love it.
If
I
you guys
love it so
enjoyed,
much.
if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like, drop a comment if there's a topic you want to see. Be sure to subscribe. And we also just launched a brand new web store called the Humanitarian Collections, where we hired out an LGBT artist, and every time you purchase a shirt, you are directly helping us support the Trevor Project. So please be sure to check it out and help us support a great cause.
The Trevor Project is a organization dedicated to the prevention of suicide among LGBTQ youth. So it's a very, very good cause and one which is worthy of support.
Yep, so please help us help them. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.